Hey folks, Randy Go, Trout Man with you here today. Today folks, going to give a little update, a little channel talk about what's going on, what I've been doing. One of these days you're going to see a new video posted and I'm going to be fishing. As I told you in the last video that I was going up to Cotter, Arkansas to meet my nephew and was supposed to fish with him one day. Well, what happened was it got cold in the mornings up there. It warmed up nice in the afternoon, but the only day I was going to be able to fish with him was the last day he was going to be able to fish. And he had told me he was going to come off the water about by noon. Well, I didn't want to get on the water before noon, so that ruled that out. But he wound up staying on the water till, I don't know, 3 o'clock, 3:30 or something like that in the afternoon, 4. He's catching so darn many fish up there. He didn't want to leave, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't have left either. But he eventually came off the water. He had a great trip. I'm talking about a whole bunch of 18, 20-inch trout, some over 20 inches, a lot of brown trout. That is an absolutely beautiful place. If you've never been to Cotter, Arkansas, you want to trout fish, I highly suggest you go. You can get a guide at Gaston's. You can get a guide at the Cotter Trout Dock. There's numerous guides up there. I did a little fishing off the bank at Cotter. Now, my wife was working the camera. Unfortunately, she wasn't recording. I caught 2 fish in 15 minutes just fishing off the bank right there at I'm gonna call it the city boat ramp, right there where the big spring comes out of the ground there and runs into the river. Those fish were hanging there. I caught them on Forest MIU Abalone 4.5 gram spoon. I mean, beautiful fish. And I thought we had the pictures. I'm holding them, I'm narrating, I'm holding the fish, and but unfortunately, my wife didn't have the camera going. She thought she did, but she didn't. But anyway, that took care of that. But we will be going back to Cotter to get some trout up there. Those are not really, they're bigger trout probably up there as a whole, on an aggregate thing where the number of fish you catch and what size they are versus the fish on Little Red. There's big fish in Little Red, but I think there's more bigger trout on the White River. I know there's more, I would say there's more trout on the White River. I don't know that. Both rivers are chock full of trout. I do know that. But anyway, going to be going back up there, find a great place to stay, great restaurants to eat at. It was just a fantastic trip, beautiful place, beautiful scenery. The state of Arkansas up in Ozarks. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Only 2 hours from here. So I'll definitely be going up there again. But anyway, didn't get to fish that much. So I got to get out fishing. I did go fishing one day last week at, let's see, what's the name? Lake Bartlett. I forget the name of it. That's, my mind is going on me here at older age. But it's a lake not too far from here in Searcy, and I caught a number of long-ear sunfish. They were beautiful fish. I didn't take a camera. The only place you can fish is right around the boat ramp. There's really not a lot of bank. There's no bank access up there really, unless you're a landowner there somewhere. Beautiful lake. But it has yellow bass, it has long-ear sunfish, it has bluegill, shellcracker, spotted bass. I caught a little tiny spotted bass out of there. And I caught them fish on my new Lunakia 6'3" medium light rod. Now folks, I bought this rod, I think I paid $175 for this, which is an absolute steal because it's gone back up now to $255, $260. But I'm gonna tell you something. Made in Japan, made by Tenru. Just a fantastic rod. It's gonna do what I want it to do. I bought it to throw lighter spoons on the Little Red for trout and use it for bluegill, and it's gonna work out well for that. It's a very fast action rod, but a very soft tip, but it's extremely fast. When you get into the meat of the rod pretty darn quick there. If you get a chance and you want to buy this rod, I would buy it. It's definitely a fantastic rod. There's no way around it. At $175, I had to get it. But I'm gonna tell you, at $255, whatever it is now, it's worth that too. But it's a fantastic rod. I highly recommend it. Now, I got some new gear coming. I got a Major Craft Glass FAX 6'4" area rod. It's all fiberglass. I'm going to use that up on the White River in Cotter. I'll use it in a little red here in Searcy also, or up in Pangburn, Heber Springs. But bought it specifically to go after bigger trout, to throw minnows. It's designed for minnows, but it's an area rod. But still, being made of fiberglass, it'll handle these trout in the river. That's a fact. It'll do very well for that, and I'm looking forward to getting that rod in. Also, folks, ordered a reel. Let me tell you, usually reels for years ago, I said I'd never buy anything but a reel made in Japan. Well, what happened is the Luvias quit being made in Japan. They no longer made the Luvias in the 1000 series size, which I had 2012 Luvias. I had 3 or 4 2015 Luvias with fantastic reels. My son's now on the 2015 Luvias. So, you know, what happened was that just so many reels are no longer made in Japan. When I first started this, you know, a little over 10 years ago, it's so it's been 11 years now. There you had a broader selection from both Shimano and Daiwa as to what you could get that was actually made in Japan. But as time has gone on, they have, you know, I think Shimano now, you're looking at the Stella, the Vanquish, of course, the Twin Power, and there may be another one there, I'm not sure. In Daiwa, it's the Exist, the Arity. What else? I'm trying to think. I don't think that's it, but the reels I would use from Daiwa's lineup, the Arity, the Exist, I think that's pretty much the only reels made in Japan. Used to the Certate. They still make the Certate, but they no longer make it in an ultralight size reel, which was fantastic. I still own my Certate. I got it in 2013, I think it was. Outstanding reel, outstanding. I mean, it's fantastic. And I have the 2015 Shimano Twin Power. But anyway, what I wanted to do was, of course, you know, recently I bought the 2 Abu Garcia Xenon reels. I'd had so much good luck with the MGX Theta reel that I have caught thousands of fish with. It's a fantastic reel. I mean, it's you know, of course, it's a made in China reel. It's not made in Japan. But I tell you what, this reel is held up. It's done very well for me. I mean, it's just fantastic. When I tell you I caught literally thousands of fish with this, I have caught thousands of fish with this. So, you know, that's what led me to purchase the Xenon. Now on this Xenon here, I have just recently spooled up some 4-pound test Twitchmaster nylon on here, which is also going to be used on the White River for throwing cranks and some spoons maybe also. But I wanted another reel. I wanted another reel to have 2 larger fish setups. That's what I'm gonna have. My plan is to have one reel on my Tenru stream rod, the 6'1" light action rod, and my other plan is to have the 6'4" Major Craft light action area trout glass rod. I plan on putting a reel that just was released called the Revo SP Beast, or Revo Beast SP. Now, the thing about it is the Revo Beast SP is modeled after the Xenon. Now, it doesn't have the lightness of the Xenon. Matter of fact, it weighs 181 grams. The Xeon's 140, I think it is. And I really like my light reels. You know, I got the Xenons, I got the Presso, the latest Presso model. It's light. The 2020 Luvias is a light reel, very light reel. And I love the light reels. But you know, my Twin Power and my Certate, they come in at 220 grams each. I like those reels. And so I thought, well, okay, 170 grams, I think I can live with that. But here's the thing. The Revo Beast has the same bearing specs as the Xenon. It has some of the same, it has the same handle. I think it has the same bail. It's, you know, I translated a lot of information off of it. I watched a lot of YouTube reviews in Japanese, and of course, when you do the auto translate on YouTube, sometimes that don't come out. You know, you got to kind of read between the lines there. Now, you know what caused me to buy it was in those reviews. A lot of them said that reel, the Revo Beast SP, minus the extra weight, is every bit as good as a Xenon. So I got to thinking, okay, just moved into a new house. They're coming to do the yard. I keep saying that, supposed to do it next week. We've had more, not any tornadoes here in my area today, but we had more storms come through here. A few places had tornadoes. I know there was a bad tornado up on the Missouri line with Arkansas that took out a little town up there today or this morning. But we've had a lot of rain, hadn't been able to get anything done in the yard. There should be here next week. Tomorrow, the gentleman is coming to strip my patio of the stain that's on it, and or actually to strip the sealer that's on it and put down his sealer, which is much better than what the builder put on here. I wasn't happy at all with what the builder put on here, and I said it's got to come off. So that's another $1,200 I'm spending on that, and yard irrigation drainage is costing a lot of money. So I said I need to save $1 where I can. But back to the reels. I was looking to buy a reel that I thought was going to be great value for the money. You know, if money wasn't an issue, as I've told you before, I'd be buying Exist, Stellas, Vanquish reels all day long. But I'm not made of money. Money's not unlimited, not for me anyway. So I had to find a reel that I thought, you know, was going to be great value for the money spent. Well, I'm going to tell you folks, I have taken a chance on several reels over the years, the past few years specifically, ever since Daiwa started going the way they did with cutting out the Luvius 1000 series, the Certate and the ultralight models. So I bought some Abu Garcias. Now, the MGX Theta, which I've already talked a little bit about, that served me well. So I said, okay, I'll buy the Xenon, which was great value for the money. When I bought this off Amazon, it was $230, $215, something like that, $220. I said, matter of fact, I bought two of them. It's a great reel. They're back up to $260. And I said, well, I didn't want to spend that. I've also I took a chance on a Daiwa reel. It's made in China several years back, quite a few years back. The Ballistic FW, I bought 4 of these, and they have proven to be fantastic. Great value for the money spent. I was taking a chance. This was the first reel I'd ordered after buying all made in Japan reels that I was using at the time, the Daiwa products and the Twin Power. But I bought these, and they are absolutely fantastic reels. Still use them a lot today. My nephew loves these reels too, even though he's got a couple of Xenons. He really likes the Daiwa Ballistic FWs. So I said, you know, I'm going to take another chance. I'm going to order the Revo Beast SP and see how it does. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be everything I think it is. At $163 and something, it's a bargain. To me, it's a bargain. It's an absolute bargain. And I will do a full report when I get it and unbox it. It should be here next week. I'm going to set it up with some new line that Varivas sent me that I wanted to try. And what it is, it's the Varivas Double Cross PE x8. You can see this here. Now this line is infused with ester line. It's a combination, braid and ester. And so while this is not an ultralight line exactly, because this is 0.6 gal, it breaks at 9.6 pounds, but I bought this specifically to fish hard baits and the D2 jig from Trout Magnet on the White River for big fish. You need a little bit heavier line than 3-pound test for fishing for big fish up there. Trust me, I can tell you that right now. So this came, I put put this spool on it, the orange colored spool, the high vis, which I love the high vis color. I put it on the Xenon 1000S, which I've been out casting with this in the wind, casting into the wind, casting left and right of the wind, casting downwind. No wind knots whatsoever. This line behaves differently, folks. Let me tell you about this line. I haven't caught a fish with it yet, but I have made 300 or 400 casts with it just out in the yard playing around with it. First off, I can cast with this line a 1 gram lure. I can cast it a long way, a real long way. The casting distance on this line is fantastic. The knot strength is also fantastic. I have tied several sections of leader on here using the 4-pound test trout magnet Phantom fluorocarbon leader, and I tell you, it's a strong knot. It's very strong. Really looking forward to getting this line on the water. I love fishing the Infinity PE times 8. But I tell you, folks, it's some fine diameter line, and the older I get, the harder the harder it is for me to see these fine lines. But I love it. I still got it on a ballistic FW, and it will stay there, and I will use it. It's a great line. I like it a lot. But this double cross from Varivas, you need to try this. Now, it's an expensive line, but you know, you can catch them on sale. Plus, you can use my discount. My channel name is Discount Trout Magnet Man. That'll get you 10% off. If you're into braided line, and I'm gonna tell you, this is not a regular braided line. I think it's much better than a braided line. I'm thinking you're gonna be able to feel the thump on slack line with this because of that polyester that's in there. It certainly behaves better on the spool in the wind than normal braided line, I can tell you that. And I'll be doing a full review of the line when I get out on the water. We're supposed to have 10 straight days of great weather here. I found a little pond up in Ball Knob. It's behind the ball fields. It's just a tiny pond, but I've been told it's full of, 5, 6, 7 inch bluegill. That'd be a great place for me to go test out rods, lures, reels, whatever. At least you can get a fish on it, you can feel it. So I'm looking forward to that. And going to try to get up on Greers Ferry Lake, just fish off the bank. Have no clue where I'm going. I just know that you can go up there and do some bank fishing, but that's a 40-mile drive, but that's okay. I can drive that far. There's not a lot of bank fishing opportunities, I think I've said, around Searcy here. I think it's the Henry Gray Wildlife Area, has a number of ponds, but unfortunately, and I've been told by dozens of people, that the bluegill fishing, shellcracker fishing area is superb off the bank, but you can't get out there right now. It's just, the roads are closed, it's flooded out there. Where I'm living, folks, we're kind of at the crossroads here where the Delta and the hillier country, or the hill country starts to meet up, but it's pretty flat around here. And you get over around Des Arc, it's real flat. It's swampy. It's it is the Delta over at Des Arc. That's a fact. But going to get out and do some fishing. But I just wanted to come on and tell you that I bought the new reel. It'll be here next week. That's the Abu Garcia Revo Beast SP 1000S spinning reel. I've got the Major Craft 6'4" light action area glass trout rod. If you've never fished fiberglass, I have, those of you who watch the channel, I had that shorter fiberglass rod, which I absolutely love for, wade fishing, fishing off the bank. But the 6'4" ought to serve me real well fishing out of a trout boat. It's a fast action. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it. I think it's, for what I'm getting, with the yen to the dollar, I think the rod, I think I paid $160 for it, something like that. Free delivery. That's, to me, that's a pretty darn good deal, because I know how Major Craft rods are. I've got several of their stream rods, and they're very nice rods. So anyway, just wanted to come on and let you know that's what's going on with me. Like I said, you're gonna get a notice one day that have a new video up, and it's actually going to be fishing in it. Nobody wants to go fishing more than me, folks. It's just, I'm telling you, and I know you get tired of hearing this, but it's just been one thing after another, getting settled into this house. And the shop here is still full of my patio furniture, but tomorrow the concrete guy will be here, strip that sealer off, put a new sealer down, and hopefully in a day and a half, I can move all this patio furniture and fire pit out of here onto the patio. And was supposed to have the rest of my pegboard stuff here to put up today. It didn't come, it's delayed in transit. I'm wanting to get that up where I can hang all my fishing stuff up. I'm tired of having stuff in boxes and getting it in and out and on shelves. It'd just be better where I can just reach up there and grab a spool of line, lures, whatever. It's just gonna be a lot nicer. But anyway, just wanted to come on and tell you what's going on with me. Like I said, I know you're looking for some fish, and I'm looking for fish too. I'm gonna get up on the Little Red River the next 10 days too. There's a spot in Pangburn. It's a fishing pier that Arkansas Wildlife put in there. I get conflicting stories about it. Some people say fishing's no good there because it's pressured, it's beat to death, and other people tell me a lot of people catch fish there. So good fish. But I'm gonna try it out. It's be sitting at home. I can go there, and it's an easy walk to get down to the fishing pier and sit on a bucket and cast. Use my Prox landing net that extends to 11 feet to land any trout I may catch. So anyway, folks, appreciate the support of the channel. It means a lot to me. Like I said, the channel is not dead. It's not going away. It's just I have to get my act together and get back to fishing, get to doing what I do best. And really appreciate the support, appreciate the comments. And it means a lot to me, it really does. So we're gonna continue on. I hope all of you are well, hope you're healthy, hope you're able to fish, hope you're out catching a bunch of fish. As the saying goes, everything eats in March, April, and May. It's just time to be out fishing, that's a fact. I noticed iFish had his biggest shell cracker he's ever caught, 11 inches. He was ecstatic about that. He sent me a text video of his catch, and I told him, I said, you fish them bays, you're gonna get into some a lot more than 11-inch shell cracker and a lot of 12-inch shell crackers too. So hopefully he can get on those beds here in 4 or 5 weeks whenever they go on bed. But anyway, folks, hope all of you are well, hope you're safe. And so until next time, Sol Lepa Mal, and life is good.